My name is Jay West Irons, and if you are new to my channel, I'm an artist who depicts Western-inspired storytelling, and each week I bring you behind the scenes as I paint, sculpt, write, and build the gritty world of the West from my studio, one piece at a time. For today's work, however, we are working on a depiction of the biblical figure St. John the Baptist. We're focusing on that moment every painter knows, when the block-in finally starts to come alive. This is where form turns into flesh, and our character starts to breathe, working small forms and subtle glazes. Before we start into rendering, let me walk you through my palette. It's simple, traditional, earthy setup, perfect for naturalistic skin tones. I have transparent brown oxide, yellow ochre, Venetian red, titanium white, raw umber, and lamp black. I typically will set up and separate my palette into two categories, the first being warmer tones, and the second being cooler tones. This helps me make sure that I not only have a wide range in values, but can also transcribe the subtle temperature shifts that happen within skin tones. My lamp black is primarily used as a bluing agent to help offset the strikingly warm notes that take up the majority of my painting. I will initially start off by mixing piles of paint with my palette knife of my primary colors with white and another pile of green and an orange. Before we dive in, if you're a fan of Western art, traditional painting methods, or just enjoy watching works of art come together, make sure to hit subscribe and turn on your notifications. Using my brush, I will mix separate piles. You can quickly see how even through a limited palette, you can still achieve a wide range of color with much versatility to it, just like the West. Alright, let's get into the rendering. Right now the portrait is fully blocked in. The shapes are there, the values are placed, but it's still feeling a bit lifeless. Rendering is where we begin to define and articulate those subtleties and sculpt out the finer details. I immediately start with my lightest areas first and help illuminate them, and will gradually work away from each, making sure I keep moving around and build everything up together rather than fixating on a single spot on the face. I continuously step back from my paintings to ensure I'm still maintaining the big picture and that my details aren't jumping out too much. I'm paying attention to transitions, the fat pad to the nose, the sockets of the eyes to the bridge and brow line, where warm meets cool, etc., and the way the light wraps across each form. The lights I slowly build up with titanium white, mixed with yellow ochre and a touch of Venetian red. Think of the stage like sculpting. Every stroke is shaping the face. When I move into the features, I don't outline. Instead, I paint the planes around the eyes. If you get the surrounding values right, the eyes emerge on its own. The key to rendering is patience. Soft to sharp, warm to cool, light to dark. Every stroke has intention and direction. As I've worked from large forms to smaller forms, my brush follows the same rhythm. I start off with a big brush in the beginning of my painting, and little by little I move to a smaller, more detailed brush. Getting in those finer transitions and those subtleties makes it a lot easier to now use something of this size. It's getting the coverage that I need. As I increased the luminosity in the lights, I was noticing that my darks and shadows were looking too dull and too deep. So I made the conscious decision to go back in and illuminate some of the reflected color that was being brought into the sockets. Here's where I'm wrapping up today's session. You can see the portrait starting to turn, the features tightening up, and the likeness beginning to settle in. If you enjoyed watching this come together, hit like, drop a comment with any questions, and definitely subscribe if you haven't already. Next week, I'll be working out a drawing in charcoal from my truck for an upcoming piece. And I'll also be getting ready for my 2 largest paintings yet. If you love seeing the full process, the planning, the drawing, and the big picture projects, you'll want to be here for that. Thanks for hanging out in the studio with me today. I'll see you next week.